60 Minutes Overtime.
This week on 60 Minutes, we return to Ukraine, and we're looking at Vladimir Putin's terror campaign against Ukraine's power grid. Putin has been trying to destroy the generating capacity, the electrical capacity, the heating, and the water throughout all of Ukraine, a country of 44 million people, in an effort to essentially make winter a weapon of mass destruction. The Russians say that they can attack the power grid because it's a legitimate military target.
This infrastructure actually powers tens of millions of homes in this country. Without electricity, you have no means of civilization at all.
Volodymyr Kudrytsky is the CEO of the National Power Company in Ukraine. What is the state of the power system right now?
Well, it's damaged. We have a big deficit of power in the country, which results in rolling power cuts that we have to introduce to maintain this perfect balance between generation and consumption.
Kudrytsky said that several times they had come right to the edge of a national blackout. It is his job now to try to keep the national power grid up and running. After one of these missile barrages, what happens with your people?
Our people are in the shelters and they hear the explosions. They see this massive destruction. They wait until fire teams extinguish the fire, and then they start repairing. Then in 1 week, another missile attack hits maybe the same substation, and they start restoration again and again.
The beating heart of any energy grid in the United States or anywhere else are these massive substations. And their essential job is to take the high energy electricity that's coming out of the power plant, step that down into a consumer level voltage, and then distribute it throughout whatever region it's in. We negotiated over a long period of time with the energy company to take us to one of these substations that had been hit by a Russian attack.
І ми отримали декілька серйозних ракетних ударів і удари безпілотними шахідами, дронами-шахідами, які призвели до дуже масштабних руйнувань на території цієї підстанції.
They let us interview the engineer who's in charge of electrical repairs all across the country. They asked us, please don't use his name, because of course he's one of the most critical people in the entire country. Your crews are on the front line, almost like a soldier.
Є передова в Збройних сил України, які тримають передову. Ми тримаємо енергетичний фронт, і тому так, це практично солдати, які є на передовій, але енергетичні.
The Russians expect you to give up.
Ми не здамося. Це неможливо. Ми не здамося, тому що від нашої роботи залежить життя, існування, не тільки побут, а просто нормальне життя наших людей, народу України. Це неможливо, щоб ми здалися. І просимо, щоб ви не здавались так само в своїй допомозі Україні.
On this latest visit to Ukraine, we went to a town called Borodyanka. It's a town of about 13,000 people. When you see these burned out apartment buildings, a bomb right in the middle,
Да, 2 лютого.
you get a real sense of the suffering of the civilian population. And then you just start walking down the street and you meet, as we did, an impeccably dressed older woman, about 75 years old, and looks like everybody's grandmother. And she pulls her phone out of her purse and swipes through her phone, and there's her son and her daughter-in-law, and she tells you that they're dead, that they were killed in the bombing. And then she swipes a little further to her grandchildren, who she must now raise, retired at the age of 75. And so you become familiar slowly, talking to person after person with the enormous humanitarian tragedy that is this war.